listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda of Catholic Charities here with my colleague Katie Bredemann. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Phil.
Hey, we're glad to be here with you live on WNDZ 750 AM in Chicago with a live stream also on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Good morning. 2020 marks the 20th year of After Supper Visions, one of the most creative, positive programs ever to be established by Catholic Charities. This program offers guests of our Tuesday night suppers the opportunity to grow their skills as photographers. That's just incredible. These guests are struggling with many experiencing homelessness and food insecurity, and so the After Supper Visions program is a respite, a positive pastime that affirms for them and helps them grow in their talents and gives them a wonderful opportunity to be working with supportive people in a supportive community that they can belong to on an ongoing basis.
It really is an amazing program, Phil. And the annual photo exhibition was supposed to be this weekend, June 10th through 12th, in our Vincent Hall at 721 North LaSalle Street. That photo exhibition, for any of you who have attended, is such a special night where the artists stand by their photos that are beautifully displayed, and it's an art gallery setting that rivals anything in Chicago. And so it's a really special evening, and we're very sorry that we're not able to do it in person this year, but we do have with us on the show today 3 of the founding members of the After Supper Visions photo team, who are going to tell us about the program and how it's evolved over the last 20 years and celebrate this very special 20th anniversary of After Supper Visions. With us are Father Wayne Watts, the Associate Administrator of Catholic Charities, Ellen Gorney, who is a longtime executive with Catholic Charities, and Jody O'Connor, who is a professional photographer that Father Wayne brought into the program from its very inception. Welcome, Father Wayne, Ellen, and Jody.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
So delighted
to have. Great to be on. I just a matter of businesses. Ellen is trying to log on. I just sent her a note with the login information, so hopefully she'll be joining us soon.
Sounds great. She's such a key member of the original photo team.
Sure is.
Father Wayne, can you please remind our audience how the After Supper Visions program started?
Well, I too bad Ellen's not here because she's the brains behind this business. You know, she is someone who is a social worker and worked at Catholic Charities for many, many years. And maybe in one of her visits to another Catholic Charities in the country, she heard of this story about giving the guests of a supper program cameras and inviting them to take pictures of what they think is beautiful. Really, so Ellen and I started brainstorming about it, and that's how it began. It was just, I heard this program, and then I said, well, I think we could do that here for sure. We have great people who are willing to help. So I then went to Jody and introduced Jody to Ellen, and Jody has really taken this program into her heart like you wouldn't believe.
Well, and I know that you needed several more people in addition to Jody just to handle the logistics and the organizational parts of this program. Who are the other 2 people that you recruited from the very beginning, Father Wayne?
Oh my gosh, there were so many people that helped throughout from the beginning, including yourself, Katie. I mean, you've done an amazing work helping us to publicize the good work that's being done.
My honor, Father Wayne.
We have so many now that help. So maybe Jody could talk a little bit about the folks that she's working with that helped this program happen.
I know Noreen Russo and Maureen Kelly were there from the very beginning. So the 5 of you together set up the whole structure for inviting guests to participate in September, and then giving them digital disposable cameras, working with them over the winter in photography classes, and then helping them edit and choose photos to be in the photo exhibition, and then spending many hours over the spring preparing for that photo exhibition. That's always the second weekend in June, right?
Yes.
It's really quite a special program that you put into operation, and it's amazing that you're at 20 years now.
It's really great.
And Father,
go
ahead, please.
Go ahead, Phil.
No, all I was going to say, you've said, Father Wayne, that the annual photo exhibition is kind of your vision of heaven, right? Where people carrying the burden of being hungry and often homeless were sharing an evening with Catholic Charities benefactors, and everyone was on this even playing field, right? We're talking about life, talking about photography, the struggles that they have. Has that image changed for you over the years? And if so, how?
Well, it hasn't. It's just been enhanced, really.
Yeah.
It's really been enhanced. So the first time we did the show, it was when Catholic Charities had a building in the West Loop at 126 North Des Plaines. And next door to the building, we had this storage room, really. It was always known by its former name, the Ruprecht Building, which was a meat locker, actually. And we found a way to clean out the storage room, painted the walls of the meat locker white, and then hung the pictures on the wall of that meat locker. I mean, it was incredible. It was really incredible. And we invited a ton of people to come, friends of Jody's, friends of Ellen's. They came to see this for the very first time. It was really something. It was really something. And I remember having this millionaire friend of mine, whose name is David, was hanging out and talking to this quite a character, homeless guy, whose name was David. So David and David are talking about David's pictures. And it was, they're both kind of characters anyway, both Davids. And it was just really, I was like, this is what heaven is about. And then ever since then, it's grown. And then we moved over to 721 North LaSalle. And they worked so hard to make this work and be beautiful. And more things were done, including giving the artists clothes from our Mary's closet. It was something, really. And the artists would be all dressed up. The folks that came in would be dressed up, and they'd be hanging out and talking about these beautiful pictures that you can see if you're on the computer with us.
Yeah, right now we're sharing. If you're following the live stream, we're sharing some of the great photography skills of the participants in the program. And Father Wayne, I think that's a great story that you shared there. And there's there's got to be dozens, if not hundreds, of those type of experiences for the artists. A question for Jody, seeing that Ellen isn't here yet, and we'll see. Hopefully we can fold her into the program. Ellen, talk about what the program, in your own words and perspectives, what the program has meant in the lives of artists over the years that you've come in contact with.
I know I do wish Ellen were here because, as Father Wayne mentioned, it was really her brainchild that started this project. But gosh, it's hard to even remember life before after supper. It's been such a huge integral part of my life. But the project, I think, and of course the exhibit is the end all, and this vision of heaven, as Father Wayne described, and that's very true. But all of the different stages of the process, the after supper creative process, is worth talking about because it gives such life and joy and excitement to our dinner guests that, as Ellen said, we relate, Catholic Charities so often relates to the profound needs of our guests. homelessness, mental illness, addiction, so many issues. But this is one where we could relate on a different level. And Ellen was like, we can do this. She started it, and 20 years later we are. And it just is, in the evening, the excitement of the evening for the dinner guests, as Father Wayne said, the relating to each other on this pure level of joy and creativity, where there's no barriers for a brief moment, between all of us. So
and
really
and Jody, I guess as a professional photographer, you've really seen some nice growth in their skills as photographers. Yeah.
It just goes to show you that you don't really need all this, highfalutin equipment, that you can have just a plain disposable is how we started.
Right.
And then through generosity of donors, we've acquired digital cameras, which is so wonderful because now we can edit on the computers, and that is great joy to the artists as well, to be able to really fix their pictures the way they want them seen.
Jody,
it's really amazing to see how it's the logistics have transformed from giving those cardboard. They were filmed. They were actually film cameras,
right?
That people would bring over to Walgreens or to Costco to get. The volunteers would bring them over and get them developed. And now it's it's what they do on the computers, and really,
yeah, it's a marvel.
Jody and Father Wayne, can you talk a little bit about the artists who have been with the program since its beginning? I think of Mike and Amy and a number of these artists who you have not only been friends with for 20 years, but you've been on a journey with them as they have, gone through very serious ups and downs in their lives. I think, like I said, both Amy and Ray, sadly, are not with us anymore. And can you explain, and share a little bit about the friendships that have been made along the years?
Go ahead, Joe. You can go first. There's plenty of them, right?
Oh, there's so many. And that's the great, just the thought of being friends with all of them. You get to know everyone individually and what their vision is and what their desires are for a photograph. And it's really just, I don't know, the friendship has probably been the biggest gift of all. Going down during COVID, hi, Lamont, hi, Deborah, just keeping up just a friendship during COVID because we couldn't have classes. And they're all just biting at the bit to start again, which I know we will be soon. So many friendships, but Mike Becker especially. And watching him evolve from never taking a photograph to having cameras and computers to edit, it is a huge part of his life that the program has, helped him develop.
Hey, Jody, one
and
quick...
he really considers us a friend. We are his friends. Mike's a wonderful guy. He goes around town. There he is. Goes around town in a wheelchair. When he was young, when he was 18 years old, he had a swimming accident. And he's technically a quadriplegic.
And he's so generous with the other artists too, isn't he, Father Wayne?
Oh, it's really amazing. So I think Jody, through the classes, Jody and Ellen have really fostered this sense of collaboration and friendship.
And we actually have had a few of the artists who have been with us the longest, not that that's the criteria, have joined us in teaching the classes. And Mike Becker especially never misses a class when he's able to come in and feels up for it, because sometimes health issues, have to be addressed. But that's what's another great part of the project is all of the dinner guests / artists collaborating together, looking at work and commenting on it and giving opinion, and just to see everyone relate in that way is so beautiful.
Such profound stories. We're going to want to hear more about that, and we've got plenty more questions. We want to throw it to break right now appropriately. We'll be back with Jody O'Connor and Father Wayne Watts to talk more about the 20th anniversary of the After Supper Visions right after this break. Stay tuned.
Great.
Charities is establishing a forum for dialogue and debate about complex issues in our world involving social values, faith, social justice, and the mission of charity. We are convening professionals who influence corporate, philanthropic, and government decision-making to foster greater awareness about the needs of our region and the power of faith in serving. Join us for the first gathering of the St. Martin de Porres Society on Wednesday, June 22nd at the Newberry Library, 60 West Walton Street in Chicago. St. Martin de Porres was a Peruvian lay brother of the Dominican order who is noted for his work on behalf of the poor. At this inaugural event, Bishop Robert Lombardo and Sally Blount, Catholic Charities President and Chief Executive Officer, will lead a discussion on poverty and the Catholic response. For more information on attending this special event, call 312-948-6797 or email us at partners@catholiccharities.net.
This is year 44 for me teaching. When I started here, there were teachers here that had taught me when I was a student. Now I'm the old person. Right now, I teach junior high math. I love when kids find what I'm teaching to be fun and they get it. I see that light bulb go off and it's a thrill. People are always amazed. What? You're here for 44 years? It's hard for me to believe, frankly. I love what I do. Every summer I think, oh, I miss the classroom. Even on the weekends, I think I can't wait to get back on Monday and teach those quadratic equations.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Get ready for a fabulous day of golf for a great cause as Catholic Charities 2022 Golf Invitational tees off at the beautiful Olympia Fields Country Club on Monday, June 27th. Gather your friends, family members, and work colleagues for a day that is sure to be a highlight of your summer. Enjoyable contests and surprises are planned throughout the day to make this one extraordinary golf outing. Proceeds from this event will benefit Catholic Charities programs and services in Cook County. Fantastic sponsorships are still available for an invitational that is one of the most popular summer golf events in Chicago. Don't miss the 2022 Catholic Charities Golf Invitational on June 27th. For more information, go to CatholicCharities.net or call 847-226-5697. That's 847-226-5697. Everybody, welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda here with my colleague Katie Bredemann. We are talking to some fabulous guests here about the 20th anniversary of the After Supper Visions program, a program of Catholic Charities. We have now, by the miracle of technology, on the phone with us, joining us, Ellen Gorney, who's one of the founders amidst this gaggle of great, wonderful people that we've heard about so far, to talk to us and share some of her insights and thoughts about the After Supper Visions program. Ellen, good morning. Glad to have you with us.
Well, thank you. I hope you can hear me.
We totally can hear
you.
Well, we can hear you. I'll try and speak up as best we can. Ellen, glad to have you here. Talk to us a little bit about, we've gotten some of the flavor of the program, right, with Father Wayne and with Jody. We'd love to hear a little bit more from you about what were the initial goals of the program, your thoughts and dreams. What did you want to see manifest itself here?
Well, basically, I don't think we had any goals per se. What we were trying to do is to give the guests of the Tuesday night supper a positive, creative experience. As we got to know our guests from the suppers, we realized a lot of them had talent. Some could write poetry, some were artists. So we tried to think about what creative endeavor could we possibly do that would engage a number of the guests. And coincidentally, by the way, we received a huge donation, this is 20 years ago now, of disposable cameras. And so the thought was, with photography, we could reach a number of the guests in a creative endeavor that would be fun for them and give them something to look forward to.
It's just so wonderful, and just a great the brainchild of some really thoughtful, genuine people to bring this type of skill building and community and fellowship together in this type of program. You know, we've heard a little bit about that spirit that has grown within the program. So this question's for all of you. Ellen, I'd love to hear your thoughts first, though. So everyone who supports After Supper Visions, right? Not just the participants, but the donors, the attendees, they're learning and growing, right? And that's happened over the years, just like the artists do, just by being involved in this program. We'd love to hear some of your reflections about that spirit of learning and growing for everyone. Ellen, how about you first?
I'm really sorry, Phil, but I can't hear you. So could I defer to either Father Wayne or Jody?
Certainly.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We'll work with our engineers to see if we can correct that. So Father Wayne or Jody, love to hear your thoughts about that learning and growing spirit that's happened over the years for all participants.
It's really amazing. I'll say a few words, Jody, and then the fact that I like to use Mike as an example, a guy who never took a picture before in his life, a guy you would never imagine would take a picture because he's a quadriplegic and he's trying to operate a wheelchair manually. I mean, just amazing. We gave him the camera, and his eye was incredible. So he took some pictures, and he was encouraged and really applauded for his efforts. He was in one of the first shows he sold a number of one particular image that he took, and he used the money immediately to buy a camera and a giant lens. I mean, a giant lens like I've not seen before. And he took this lens and took a picture of the moon. A beautiful picture of the moon. And that was another very popular one. And so Jody was encouraging him. And eventually, he's an alum, we call it, of Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, the Rehab Institute of Chicago, from when he was first injured. The CEO saw his images and said to him, "We'd like to commission you to do some photographs for our new building." So Mike's work now hangs in the halls of the new Shirley Ryan Ability Lab. It's really something to go from never taking a picture to being commissioned for a new state-of-the-art hospital. I don't know, Jody, if you want to add to that.
Well, I just think these statements, thank you, Father Wayne. I think the statements that you're showing now really says it all. Just the reactions of all of the artists to what this project means to them and what it has given to them as far as self-esteem and confidence and just having fun, for heaven's sakes. You know, their lives can be such struggles. But I also think, as far as our donors and our generous people that have been involved in the project all along, amazing how they are marveled by these beautiful photographs and how talent, is within everyone. It's whether it's able to have the opportunity to come out or not. And that's what I think this project gives most of all, is just opportunity to our dinner guests to be creative.
And so, Jody and Father Wayne, you've shared a couple really key points that we just want to articulate with the audience. That number one of the amazing things is that when we invite artists to take photos of anything interesting or beautiful in their life, they've got this amazing landscape of Chicago, right? Our world-class city,
Right.
to take these architectural landmarks, as well as our beautiful natural settings. And so the scenery from which they take photos on is amazing to begin with, right? But then we also, there's been many people who have taken a great amount of time and effort within Catholic Charities Help Desk, our IT department, as well as you, Jody, to help organize the photos through the years. And so I want to just remind everybody that if they go to aftersuppervisions.com, you can see years of galleries of photos of these artists, and also support the artists by purchasing photos, purchasing gifts. We've got cards there, notepads, Christmas ornaments, and so there's been a super effort throughout the year, each year that, of these 20 years, to support the artists financially for anyone who would like to do so. Can you share with us, Jody, some of the ways that the artists have used this funds? I know some of them have, as Father Wayne said, like bought photography equipment, but also have just, some of them have used their earnings to just pay their rent, right?
I think so, Kate. Yes, paying bills. And one of our artists took a class actually with the funds. But one of my favorites is Albany. He was one of our original artists, vet serving our country. And he went and stayed at a hotel for the weekend after he got his first check. Is that the best?
Good for him.
But I also thank you for mentioning all these ways to donate. But I did also want to mention that look forward to our 20th anniversary book that we're putting together right now. So that's really exciting. Ellen Gorney and Maureen Kelly and I are, with a generous time and graphic design of Gail McKiernan, is creating this book that should be out this fall.
Well,
chronically in the years.
Fabulous.
Jody and Father Wayne and Ellen, we're so sorry that we had some technology difficulties, but we were glad that we were able to fold you into the program, even just for a moment. Father Wayne, Ellen, and Jody, thank you so much for being on the show today and reminding us about the power of this program of After Supper Visions. And we wish you another 20 years of developing film talent and hope. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Father
Great
Wayne.
to be with you.
And Jody and Ellen, and best of luck for another 20 years of this amazing program.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We-
Thank you, everyone.
We're on board. We're on board.
We invite
Thank
you back.
you.
Thank
Have a
you so
great
much.
day.
And we invite all of you back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann with Phil Zepeda, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.